Off.
Okay, I know, we're ready to go.
Back live television.
Ready to go. And we are, I'm gonna show this to you really quickly because we've got one ring before the brand new created ruby ring, and they told me that we are almost a third through our quantity on the brand new ruby ring that's coming up. So if you know you want it, you are more than welcome to pre-order. That's created ruby surrounded by created pink sapphire, or blue spinel surrounded by blue sapphire, and we've never done it at $99. That's gonna be exciting. But right now we're gonna show you a ring. I guarantee you this will sell out.
Springtime.
Yeah, this just says springtime. This is our simulated pink sapphire ring, and we're taking it from $119, even though it's brand new, to $16.66 on your charge card. And you know the thing that amazes me about this is not just the artisanship, but it's almost like an engineering feat in the way that it's done, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. We have fewer than 100 of these just from launching this. I think it was 8 days ago on hsn.com. Look at the way the stones go down the split shank. Look at the way the individual petals are staggered. So what that means to you is the light hits them at different times, and right there in the middle, the ultimate in a pink sapphire.
Not talking.
Okay,
Suspense.
well, I did this to him. I went like that. Next time it's gonna be like.
You know, jewelry is to me is very attractive when, you know, like fashion designer takes fabric and they can move fabric around, and they can be very creative. Jewelry is much more complicated because of the hardness of everything that you do. So whenever you are able to create a motif of any kind, a volume, a pattern, a design, something like what we're looking at right now, that's when I think that jewelry really comes to life. And it also really amplifies this idea of craftsmanship. The idea that not because we're using absolute, that we should just not have the same level of attention and care to create that piece. If you're walking by wearing that ring, there's not in a million years am I ever going to think that this is not real. And we're always talking about the experience. It's the experience of wearing fine jewelry that really matters. Does the craftsmanship, does the way that all the stones are laid out, it's not just flat. Each and every one of those petals is at a different angle. So as you move your hand, think of jewelry three-dimensionally. I always explain that because I think it's critical. Your hands are never standing right there straight in front of you. So your ring is looked upon by you and by everybody around you from many, many different angles. So that is very important, that your jewelry looks finished, that it looks like it was thought through, that it was made, executed, that it's refined, that it has all the trademarks of what high jewelry is. So that ring to me has that amazing pink color. You know, if a pink diamond, if you were to see the finest, most beautiful pink diamond, they would be that color. I'm not trying to pretend this is a pink diamond, but we're getting that sensation, that color, that very rare, unique, a million-year-old color from the earth, right there. That's that fancy, vivid pink color, cut in a brilliant cut, so you get all that brilliance that the diamond gets. And then look at all those petals with the pairs in the middle. Look at how much work has gone into this ring. That's why when I look at the value at this point, you know, when I look at this is a $100 ring, and I look at the sheer amount of stones that we put there, the care, the attention, I think that this is where the value really, really is.
Okay, and the fact that we still have all the sizes, single digits in every single size, so this will sell out. And there's nothing else like it in the entire show. Now, just back in stock after selling out in September.